We finally got our first in-game footage of ARK Survival Ascended, and good lord, does it look absolutely amazing. We're going to be doing a full deep dive into the trailer today. While recording this, I just found out that the Steam page is available, and at the end of the trailer on the Steam page, it says the game is available today. We also got an updated tweet that said Steam available today, so ARK Survival of Ascended might be releasing today. I know I said I don't have a release date in this video multiple times, but we don't know when it's coming out today, but all signs are pointing to ARK Survival Ascended being available today. On PC, November for consoles. So it'll be available today on PC in November for consoles. Oh my god. We also got a ton of new information on an Xbox news article that does a deep dive into the ARK Survival Ascended optimizations and new things that they're including in the game, and there's a lot to dive into here, and it sounds like they're implementing a lot of really amazing things, having built the game completely from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5. Now, I know there have been a lot of concerns about optimization and game performance, and this article gives us a bit more information on what to expect, and I gotta say, some of the things they're implementing with Unreal Engine 5 sounds like this game is gonna be way more optimized than I could have ever really hoped for. But before we go into this full article and get into that, we're gonna deep dive into the trailer because good lord does this thing look amazing. Now we start off getting the nice ARK Survival Evolved Awakening, wondering what the hell is actually going on. We've got a nice little dodo here greeting us. We can already see just how much more detailed the world is. Just that awakening sequence is amazing. The waterfalls look great. I don't know if animals are actually going to be drinking out of the water now, but we do get what looks like quite a few new animations on the dinosaurs. I find it very interesting that we're getting this in an in-game footage where dinosaurs do seem to be going to water sources to drink, and I find that really interesting. But look at the quality of the equus right there and being able to walk through this little forested area. The lush grass, the environment in general just seems much more untamed and wild, and everything is really overgrown, and I'm hoping that the optimizations allow us to all be able to actually play at this quality. I mean, just look at this. I would love to build a base at this location. I don't know where it is, but if we do have a ton of underwater stuff like we did on the regular ARK Survival Evolved map, this looks like a really fun place to build. Definitely going to be seeking this out right off the bat and trying to see if we can get a really nice base built up here. It looks like it's pretty flat. I'm hoping that this is not a raptor's home. It might be, but you could build down here. You could build something up above, and then you have easy water access to do all the underwater activities too. This area is just super pretty, but look at the snow environment. I think this is actually one of the things I'm most excited for. Just the fog and the snow. This looks so beautiful. I liked building in snow areas in the old ARK, but it definitely got old after a while because it just gets too bright. But with the fog and atmospheric quality here, it looks so nice. This is terrifying, having the Titan boa actually just kind of come out of the water like this. Like, Titan boas were always, when I first started playing, one of those nightmare things. I'm terrified of snakes, but seeing it slither out of the water like that, oh my god. The little baby Argies, like, I don't know if the animals will now have babies on their own in the wild. This is alluding to that because these do look like they're wild. Are they going to have interactions like this in the game? I don't know, but I really hope so. Like, the raptor is just beautiful. The little Ovis getting hunted by the raptor as well. Just look at that waterfall. And this is really nice. So we'll get into exactly what this what this is with the illumination here. But having each ray of light actually kind of cast through the trees, it creates such a massive bonus to the environment. And we have a bunch of new information about the lighting system that's going to be in ARK that we'll go over in that article as well. But so far, everything in this trailer is beyond what I probably could have hoped for. I hope this is a new animation for water creatures where they'll actually interact getting out of the water and stuff like that. But look how much better the lighting is going into the caves and everything. Oh my god. It's just beautiful. There's bats. Oh my god. It's going to be such a nightmare going through these caves, I can tell already. That's new. I have a feeling the swamps are going to be so much more terrifying than they were before. But look at this. Hold on. We got to go back. Just that view. If we can find this spot, building up here, amazing. The destruction of the building seems pretty similar to before, though. Oh my god. It's just I'm so freaking excited. And what I'm interested about is this T-Rex isn't being ridden or anything, but it's still taking down trees and having an effect on its environment. I'm imagining they didn't put that in there for no reason, so I do find that interesting to see if these larger dinosaurs are now going to be destroying the environments around them as they move through them, which would be terrifying. Imagine your first time in Ark Survival Evolved and you're just chilling in the woods and suddenly all of the trees are falling down around you and a freaking T-Rex pops out. That would be terrifying. But this could have very well been an attack animation, which may be why the trees fell down. It was an attack animation. Okay. All right. I got excited for no reason. You can see it happen. See that little chomp? So it's chomping down. It must be chasing maybe something like a bug or something that pissed it off. Oh, I got excited for no reason. I see the chomp now. All right. That's fine. Still terrifying, but good Lord. Look at the fog quality. The actual waterfalls are spraying off this mist into the area. My God. If this game is as optimized as I'm hoping, which we'll kind of go over in this news article, this is going to be easily the best survival game ever made. Oh, there's an otter back there going through the woods. This looks great. You'll very rarely encounter things like this, but like the bosses look fantastic. They're going to be a nightmare. You can definitely tell they were really proud of this particular scene right here because it's in this article as well, and it is beautiful. But one of the most exciting things for this for a lot of people is probably going to be the cross-platform modding. Only PC players were able to use mods before, so it kind of goes in depth here into how exactly everybody's going to be able to access all these mods with the cross-platform modding. There's going to be a new in-game CurseForge mod browser, which will be directly accessible from the main menu of the game. I assume this is going to be for PC as well. And allowing everybody to be able to play mods across all platforms is going to be really great. I think it's going to add to the longevity of the game, especially on consoles. Now, for those of you that are interested in modding, at launch you'll be able to start making your own mods by heading to the Epic Launcher and downloading the new ARK Dev Kit. They've tried to make it easy for existing mod creators by providing a porting mechanism for old ARK mods, though you'll still need to make some adjustments given the fact that it's a new engine and there have been some changes. So that's pretty cool that for the most part, people will be able to bring in their old mods and adapt it to the new system. I have a feeling the new Unreal Engine 5 dev kit, though, is going to really allow mod creators to unleash their true creativity because it gives you access to the full power of Unreal Engine 5. And I'm really excited to see what people end up making because the mods for ARK were truly amazing, and it's one of the reasons the game has lasted for so long. Now, they mention original content from existing IP holders a lot in this. I'm not exactly sure what that means. And they also mentioned that they're talking with other game studios and things like this about bringing original content to ARK as well. Regardless, I'm very excited to see what the modding community is going to do with ARK Survival Ascended. We also need to make sure to keep a lookout for a future article from their team and partners covering more details about modding and what's to come. So that's pretty exciting. We got to definitely make sure to keep looking out for more articles. Now, this is where we start getting into exactly the optimizations that we should expect from ARK Survival Ascended. Since it's been built up from the ground up on Unreal Engine 5, they were able to include Lumen in this. Now, it's a fully dynamic global illumination system, which means as the gameplay environment changes, the lighting around it also changes. It creates a richer, immersive, and realistically lit environment. Imagine riding your raptor through the jungles of the island and experiencing a more lifelike world. Sunlight and moonlight filter through the dense tree lines, bouncing off the water's surfaces, torchlights illuminating the inside of caves, and bases adapting to light based on whether you've opened or closed a window, and all of the dynamic lighting adjusting based on how you play the game. This is very exciting. I love really great lighting in games, and having all of these new things inside of ARK, I'm just going to end up playing ARK 24/7 now, I think. Now, Nanite is what powers all of these high-quality textures in the game. Nanite is amazing, and it's really, really well optimized. So that allows them to use high-quality... Now, that allows them to use incredibly highly detailed assets directly within the game, which gets scaled and streamed onto the graphics processor in real time, tremendously increasing the visual fidelity of ARK Survival Ascended. Imagine more environmental details, including realistic rock textures, accurate tree patterning, and flourishing fauna. You'll be able to construct highly detailed bases using the improved structure tile set and, of course, tame, sharper-looking dinosaurs. Frankly, everything looks better, and secondly, it really saves our development team time as Nanite eliminates the need to generate separate level of detail meshes and enables us to use original high-resolution sources directly in the game. Essentially, what this means is Nanite is in itself incredibly optimized. especially with the level of detail, that means like as you get farther away from something, those meshes are going to change depending on your distance to that object. When we're looking at the distance in this game where everything looks really, really good, even though at distance the level of detail is going down, with nanite, it's still really high quality and it looks really good. So you're not going to get those blocky trees like you would get in the traditional ARK. Now, they've also using Chaos in here, which is a physics destruction system that simulates complex and large-scale destruction in real time. So when you're raiding a base, blasting it with your rocket launcher or crushing it with sheer force of the Tyrannosaurus Rex's bite, it'll look more dynamic and realistic when those bases crumble and scatter around you. The other added benefit of Chaos is that it has allowed us to remove the legacy physics system from the game, as we can rely on this new system entirely, which means no more frustrating ragdolls. Gone are the days of hunting a creature and seeing its corpse float into the abyss, thank God. Instead, we've implemented realistic death animations and knockout animations on all creatures. So we've got new animations to go with this. We won't have to worry about things ragdolling into oblivion or falling through the map. That's very nice. Now, instance-based rendering is probably the most exciting thing for this, because what we like to do is build massive bases, have tons of dinosaurs and things like that, and instance-based rendering is going to solve so many problems with these massive servers with a lot of people building large-scale projects. Now, as they say themselves, this is a huge one. And what do you love to do? Create massive bases. Okay, that's exactly what we just said. Basically, place down as many structures as you can fit into one area. This would have seriously affected client performance in the old game, and it did, because it would have to have render basically everything. And what it means is you have to render everything individually. But with instance-based rendering, you only pay the cost on your frames for one structure piece, meaning one wooden wall on screen has the same client impact on performance as 100. Essentially, what happens is each of these individual pieces then become one. So if you put down a foundation with 4 walls, that now becomes the equivalent of one wall or one foundation, because it's all locking them together. Because it's locking all of those pieces together, and that then becomes one piece for it to render rather than 5 pieces. So when you build up all of these massive bases, which also I wonder if we're going to be able to get a blueprint system where we can actually build like really cool structures in the game, save them and use them as mods as one item to be placed in the game. That would be amazing. I have a feeling that might be possible with instance-based rendering, although I don't know what the cost of, I'm getting a little excited. I don't know if it's actually possible, but instance-based rendering is going to save us a ton of performance in the game. Now, they also go into the fluid and foliage interaction system, have been critical in delivering a more realistic, immersive, and dynamic world. We've tried to make it so that just about everything has a way of interacting with foliage and fluids in the world. That means your survivor running through the grass, creatures wading through streams, or explosives and other items will cause a visible physical reaction in the game world. This interactions dynamically adjust based on various factors such as size, velocity, or impact of what they're actually interacting with. So if you're running through a stream with a Spino slashing at a coelacanth in shallow waters, expect to see a lot of water displacement, ripples, foam, splashes, and water droplets flying into the air around you, which is going to be beautiful. The type of screenshots and things that we can do in this are going to be so nice now. The same can be said about foliage too. Ride a raptor through the tall grass and see how each blade gently reacts as you move forward, or as a brontosaurus flatten the earth beneath their feet and brush aside leaves on the tall branches of a tree. I am so unbelievably excited. Now, they also mentioned making a new gameplay experience. When you first jump into ASA, you'll notice a huge overhaul of the user interface. It's been punched up visually and given more functionality to enable you to tailor your experience to match your playstyle. The options are there for you're looking for a more minimalistic UI to keep the immersion, or something that covers all the details. We've also leveled up various other aspects of the game, including third-person camera for players and creatures with additional per-creature customization and flexibility, a new highly detailed map system that supports world pings and points of interest. This is going to be great for playing with other players. Advanced dynamic navigation for intelligent creature pathfinding, so no more running into walls of your base, but running away from carnivores just got tougher. That's actually pretty exciting. There's so much more to cover, including more character customization options, unique color sets, quality of life improvements, new split-screen multiplayer functionalities, audio revamping, new gameplay items and structures, changes to existing items and creatures, and essentially every inch of the island has been redesigned and much more. This sounds so amazing. I cannot wait for the next article, but definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm super interested to know what you all think. Other than I already know you want a release date. I can't give that to you, but I am hyped and I hope all of you are too.